In scriptures, the human body is often referred to as the temple of God. Yet it is quite an uncommon privilege for any soul to attain this sacred abode that houses the divine, as it is truly a blessing to be reborn as a human being. On several occasions, Supreme Master Ching Hai has spoken about the rarity of this phenomenon.
To be reincarnate in the human world is hard. You have to have enough human quality. You have to have affinity with the parents, yeah, and with the society, with the people around which you were born. And very difficult. To be a human, you need some merit. You have done something good in the past in order to be able, yeah, to be able to pick a human birth.
As a living temple of God, the human body is fully equipped with miraculous wonders that can be awakened in those who are spiritually conscious and have complete faith in the Creator of all life. Innadia, Latin for fasting, is the human ability to live without food. Since time immemorial, there have always been individuals who can sustain themselves on prana, or the vital life force. Through the grace of the providence, innadiates, people who follow a food-free lifestyle, can draw the energy from nature to nourish themselves.
They live on the chi, from the ground, or from the forest, and from the sun and from the air. They make use of all that. Or they live on love, on faith alone.
These individuals are known as breatharians, or pranarians, or innadiates, solarians, or watarians, and they come from all walks of life, from different cultures and all corners of the world. Indeed, the possibilities and miracles in this life, as our benevolent Creator has designed for us, are endless. We only need to connect within to recognize our abounding largesse as God's children. Supreme Master Ching Hai has lovingly recommended a weekly series on Supreme Master Television to introduce those individuals of the past and present who have chosen to live food-free on earth. May their spiritual stories enthrall you. May hearts be opened and horizons be expanded. We now invite you to join us for part 1 of our 5-part series entitled Jasmukhin, the Amazing Avatar of Pranic Living, on Between Master and Disciples.
This program discusses the possibility of breatharianism, or living without eating food, and is not a full instruction. For your safety, please do not attempt to cease eating without proper expert guidance.
An international lecturer, artist, musician, author, and leading researcher into pranic living, Jasmukhin is considered to be an avatar of the food-free lifestyle. After learning to live on cosmic energy, this amazing Australian has spent the past 2 decades sharing her knowledge and insights with countless others. Through her lectures and workshops, people have been inspired to follow in her footsteps. In addition, to help others on this journey, Jasmukhin has created music and meditation CDs, as well as written several books, including Divine Nutrition, The Food of Gods, Living on Light, and The Prana Program, Effective and Enjoyable Evolution. Although nourished by prana, Jasmukhin does not consider herself to be a true breatharian.
I drink sometimes, okay? I still enjoy a cup of good coffee now and then. I have a little water sometimes, but I am receiving everything I need, all my nourishment, from a different flow of energy that we call prana. People call it chi, they call it mana, they call it cosmic particles, they call it divine love, the universal life force. Also, I never made the decision that I wanted to be a breatharian. It was an ability that came from the rising, the release of an energy within myself from a lifetime of spiritual practice, of meditation and other things. I went through a spiritual initiation in 1993 where my desire was to go into sacred union with this divine essence. We talk in different lineages of the Atman, of the monad, of the I am presence, of the higher self as a beautiful guide for humanity that works intuitively through us. And my interest was alchemy. And true alchemy is the mergence of the lower aspects of our being, our ego, lower mind, into divine marriage with our higher self, our superior self. And so I went through this spiritual initiation with that motivation. From that, my frequencies changed. I went into a different energy band and I just lost all my appetite. I had no physical hunger anymore. I had no emotional hunger. I had no spiritual hunger. I had no mental hunger. It was a shock for me, because I was never interested in breatharianism consciously in my life, and I would never call myself that. But it was a natural byproduct from a pure-hearted motivation to know who I really am. And as Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven's within you. All those gifts are there. When we open to receive them, they flow, and this was a byproduct of that. Our public work with this now is to say, hey, don't forget that divine resource within you. But you need to activate it. You need to let it flow by our focus upon it. So for me, I spent 22 years before living on prana, living like a yogi again. Exercising the body, treating it like a temple, living a vegetarian diet. I've been vegetarian since I was 2 years old.
Jasmuhin's inner guidance led her to do what she later called the 21-day transitional process. In this, a person abstains from all food or liquids for the first 7 days, and then, for the next 14 days, consumes only diluted juices. Although Jasmuhin taught this process for several years, she now encourages her students to transition to a food-free lifestyle using a much longer, slower method.
What was relevant in 93 is not necessarily relevant now. And so the 21-day process is a hard process for the physical body, requiring discipline and commitment, and it's a test. It's like a strong spiritual initiation. But the energies now with our spiritual initiations are about joy and lightness and fluidity and flexibility and organic. And this is what I'm seeing now. When people are organically flowing into it very naturally, just eating less and less over time and really listening to the body, then it's a beautiful, successful, long-term transition. People want a quick fix. Sometimes they go, oh, I want to be the first person living on prana in my country, or I want to lose weight, or I want to be healthy. And these are reasons sometimes that draw people to do the 21-day process, or because it just feels right. It's a call in their heart. But we also need to be sensible. This is a beautiful mechanism, this body, and we don't want to create damage. And the 21-day process does not necessarily guarantee success, and I find it's too fast for people's emotional body transition. It's also too fast for social adjustment. Now remember, you will hear from many people who don't stay with this. The reason is because their family can't deal with it. But when you do it slowly, the family get used to you eating less and less, and that you've been vegetarian and vegan, then raw food, then fruit. They can see you're maintaining good energy, health, the body slowly detoxifies, and they get used to what you're doing. And so it's not a social shock, and it gives you a chance to adjust socially, to rearrange social interaction in different ways, not around food.
Yeah.
And this is important because this is a big problem for people over the years. When they do the 21-day process, it's too fast. The difficulty of social adjustment is hard for them too.
In transitioning to pranic living, Jasmuhin emphasizes the importance of meditation.
When you meditate,
méditez,
you put your brain into alpha frequency patterns.
vous mettez votre cerveau dans des schémas d'ondes cérébrales alpha,
Makes you healthy.
de fréquences cérébrales.
Gives you mental clarity.
Ça vous donne une bonne santé, ça vous donne la clarté mentale.
If you listen to the divine voice within and follow its guidance,
Si vous écoutez la voix du divin à l'intérieur et que vous suivez sa guidance,
keep meditating
et que vous continuez à méditer
on that divine
sur
essence,
cette essence divine,
brainwave patterns go to theta levels.
les schémas, les fréquences cérébrales et les schémas de fréquences cérébrales passent à des niveaux θ.
In theta
Et au
levels,
niveau θ,
different frequency emanation in the body.
ça fait des fréquences différentes qui émanent dans le corps.
More chi,
Plus de ki,
more prana.
plus de prana.
Jasmухин shares with us about the many benefits of the pranic lifestyle.
How can we make our presence here
Comment est-ce que nous pouvons faire que notre présence ici
beneficial to Mother Earth?
soit avantageuse et bénéfique pour
A new harmonic.
notre mère Terre, une nouvelle
Easy.
facile.
We decide to be givers
C'est facile, hein? Nous décidons d'être des donneurs
and not takers.
et plus des preneurs.
That's a good gift.
Ça, c'est un bon cadeau.
Yeah? Okay. So let's do something practical.
Alors, nous allons faire quelque chose de pratique. Hein?
The first gift we can give Mother Earth,
Le premier cadeau que nous pouvons faire
apart from the commitment
offrir
to a new system of operation,
à part cet engagement à nous engager à passer à un nouveau système de
is
fonctionnement,
a wiser use of resources.
c'est par une utilisation des ressources plus sages.
We can unhook our dependence from the world's food resources
Nous pouvons décrocher la dépendance que nous avons sur les ressources alimentaires de la planète
by remembering the divine resource within.
en nous rappelant de la ressource divine qui est en nous.
Eat less.
Manger moins.
Vegetarian, of course.
Végétarien, bien sûr.
Vegan, of course.
Végétalien, bien sûr.
And eventually,
Et finalement,
just prana.
simplement du prana.
Okay? With just prana,
Avec uniquement du
the
prana,
only thing you're doing on the world, in the earth, is walking with the rhythm of love.
la seule chose que vous faites sur la planète Terre, ça va être de marcher dans le rythme de l'amour.
That's a nice rhythm.
Ça, c'est un rythme sympa.
It's like a mother whose children have grown up and become mature.
C'est comme une maman dont les enfants ont grandi, sont devenus mûrs.
How do we know if we are ready to move towards a food-free lifestyle? Are there some risks involved in doing the 21-day process? Which intentions will help us make the shift? Join us again next Sunday for part 2 of our 5-part series in which Jasmухин answers these and many other questions as we continue our interview with this amazing avatar of pranic living on Between Master and Disciples. Thank you for your company, gentle viewers. And now please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for Good People, Good Works, up next after noteworthy news. May you be filled with the love and nourishment of heaven. For more information about Jasmухин, please visit www.jasmухин.com.
Literature on living food-free. For a complete list, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/breatharians.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/BMD.